Hello, this is VNews Broadcast Daily. I'm following today's highlights.
Grand ceremony marks the centenary birth anniversary of Phạm Hùng, the late chairman of the Council of Ministers. 100 blood donors are honored on the occasion of the World Blood Donor Day. Vietnamese government's companies are in difficulties because of the falling orders from traditional markets.
A ceremony to mark the centenary anniversary of the birth of Phạm Hùng, the late chairman of the Council of Ministers, took place in the southern province of Vĩnh Long on June 11th.
When addressing the event, Prime Minister Nguyễn Tấn Dũng highlighted the great contributions that Phạm Hùng, an eminent student of President Ho Chi Minh and prestigious leader, made to the Vietnamese party and state. Comrade Hùng was one of the most talented and exemplary leaders of the revolution in Vietnam. His revolutionary life and career are closely connected with the arduous yet glorious fight made by our party and people. He was an excellent example of a true communist who faithfully devoted his entire life to his country and his people. Born on June 11, 1912, Hùng joined the young movement at the age of 16 and 2 years later became one of the first members of the Communist Party of Vietnam in southern Vietnam. At the Second National Party Congress in 1951, he was elected to the party's Central Committee. Later, he also served as a member of the party's Central Committee and the Politburo for several successive tenures. In June 1987, the National Assembly chose Hùng as chairman of the Council of Ministers. He passed away suddenly in March 1988. Earlier on June 11th, Prime Minister Dũng and party and state leaders offered incense to Phạm Hùng at a memorial site dedicated to him in Long Phước Commune, Long Hồ District of Vĩnh Long Province. On the occasion, Prime Minister Nguyễn Tấn Dũng worked with leaders of Vĩnh Long Province on June 10th. He urged the Mekong Delta Province to take advantage of local potential for sustainable development. Vĩnh Long should take advantages of rice production, fruits, fisheries, tourism, services and processing industries to make breakthroughs for development. Provincial officials should pay more attention to infrastructure development in transport and irrigation and to apply technology in production to enhance productivity, quality and competitiveness. He also reminded them to pay more attention to implementation of social welfare policies and the quality of education and health care. He made suggestions on measures to support farmers in product consumption and local transport and irrigation projects.
Lao Prime Minister Thông received in Vientiane on June 11th a high-level delegation of the Central Highlands province of Lâm Đồng. The Vietnamese delegation is on a working visit to Laos from June 6th to 11th.
The chairman of Lâm Đồng Provincial People's Committee, Nguyễn Xuân Tiên, briefed the Lao Prime Minister of his working session with the Lao province of Champasak. He stressed good results in the bilateral cooperation program for 2008-2013, particularly in education and agriculture. In the 2012-2015, Lâm Đồng will provide scholarships to students from Champasak. The Vietnamese province will also help train Lao farmers in growing vegetables and flowers. For his part, the Lao Prime Minister welcomed the delegation's visit. He said he wants both sides to increase effective cooperation in human training, sustainable agricultural development, and environmental protection.
The fall in demand from many traditional consumer markets has left a number of Vietnamese garments and textiles businesses with empty order books until the year's end.
Vietnamese garments companies are in difficulties because of the from traditional markets such as the European Union and the US. Many have not signed any contracts for the third and fourth quarters of the year. It is also difficult to seek out new markets due to the state cutting its level of support for trade promotions for the garments and textiles sector. Experts have suggested that businesses reduce their dependence on traditional contracts and focus more on manufacturing top-quality products while still trying to expand their markets. However, according to the General Statistics Office, garments and textiles remain one of the country's 10 biggest exports, earning more than $3.7 billion in the first 4 months of 2012, a year-on-year increase of 14.4%. A report from the Vietnam Textiles and Apparels Association said that during this 4-month period, garments and textiles exports to the Republic of Korea increased by 50%, the US by 15%, the EU by 3%, and by more than 30% to Japan.
The Prime Minister has just approved a plan on developing the national railway network from now to 2015, which will require 200 trillion Vietnam dong, equivalent to $9.6 billion in investment capital.
Under the plan, the railway sector is expected to record an average growth rate of 10% a year in order to transport 27.5 million tons of freight and 28 million passengers by 2015. To reach these targets, the Vietnam Railway Corporation will upgrade and improve many of its existing railways. It will prioritize the upgrading of the North-South line so that passenger trains can travel at speeds up to 120 km an hour and freight trains at 80 km an hour. The corporation also has plans to introduce the first urban railway line in Hanoi, as well as upgrade the Hanoi-Nội Bài route.
"100 blood donors were honored by the Ministry of Health and the Vietnam Red Cross at an event on June 10th themed "Every Blood Donor is a Hero." The ceremony was held in Hanoi as part of activities in response to the World Blood Donor Day.
The donors are praised as bright examples on compassion, charity, and love. They do not only donate blood many times, but also encourage others to follow suit. Their respectable actions help save lives of patients and solve the health sector's blood shortage. I have donated blood 38 times. I'm happy as I have a rare blood type. I wonder whether my blood is enough to save other lives. After 18 years of launching the humanitarian blood donation campaign, the country has had over 5 million blood donors. The health sector statistics show 780,000 blood units were collected last year thanks to the voluntary blood donation movement, an increase of 15% compared with the previous year. The country needs around 1.7 million blood units each year for emergencies and treatment. With this year's theme on "Every blood donor is a hero," the World Health Organization wants to continue recognizing and honoring the silent and unsung heroes who save lives every day through their blood donations. The organization has set the target that all countries around the world have volunteer blood donors before 2020.
A work of art made entirely from fruit, called "Tiger of the South," wins gold medals at the Ornamental Fruit and Plant Contest, which is part of the ongoing 2012 Mekong Delta Agricultural Trade Fair in Vĩnh Long Province.
The Tiger of the South is made from fruit grown in the Mekong Delta and includes pineapple, dragon fruit, and rambutan. It depicts the life and work of Phạm Hùng, a Vĩnh Long-born leader of the revolutionary movement who fought against the colonialists and imperialists. The art of arranging fruit originates from the Vietnamese custom of offering specially designed trays of fruit during festivals and at the Tet holiday. Fruit arranging has become a unique part of the nation's culture and is very popular at fruit festivals, which enriches the spiritual and cultural lives of the people who live in the south of the country. Also, as part of the trade fair, farmers brought the most delicious and nutritious fruits in their gardens to vie for the best fruit prizes. First prizes were awarded to Võ Trung Thành from Hậu Giang Province, who produced grapefruits shaped like a wild goat. Liu Văn Nhiều from Trà Vinh Province for his delicious mangosteen, and Bùi Văn Xuân from the host province for the best Java rambutan. 6 seconds and 12 third prizes were also presented with the aim of encouraging farmers to apply scientific and technological advances to gardening.
And we come to the end of the news today. Thanks for watching and see you next time.